Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark. Joining me, as always, my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Fearless as always.
Fearless. And you know what? Today is a special day,
Why?
Mr. Snyder.
Why is it special?
Today is a special day because it is the very first time. This is like episode, whatever. 75
70 something probably.
70 something. Andrew, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
We are high 70s now because
Yep.
we're like 5 and above, so that's round up, right?
Sure.
We're practically 800. Anyway, the whole point is we, for the very first time, are streaming live on YouTube.
On the YouTube internet machine.
On the YouTubes.
Yeah, buddy.
So
That's cool.
today is our birthday with YouTube.
I'm going to look this up.
Happy birthday.
I want to see.
You want to see us on YouTube?
Yeah.
You haven't seen us on any. Okay, that's funny. So I need to make an apology.
Maybe I turned down my audio.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was.
Was it generally speaking?
Oh. So I also need to make an apology for last week. We did not go live. Oh, dude, look, we look great on YouTube.
There you are.
We look wonderful on the YouTube.
Sweet. All right. I'll stop distracting you.
All right. So I need to make an apology for last week. Last week, I was under the weather, and we did not hold the Renatus J.A.M. So for all of our thousands of fans across the U.S. and across the world, I apologize. It was totally my fault. 100%.
Yeah. Thanks for getting sick.
I'm getting better.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Slowly. I mean,
yeah, I've kind of consider you better at this point.
I feel better. I sound worse, but I feel better.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Why does that happen? Why do you feel better but then sound worse? So everybody's like, "Oh, are you getting worse?" And it's like, "No."
You got to stop yelling at your kids.
Well, there's that.
Yelling at lacrosse games actually is probably what it is, huh? Did him in.
Wow, don't make me laugh, apparently. That doesn't go well.
Yeah.
So I had opportunity last night for the very first time to MC a lacrosse game.
Yeah, I heard all about it.
I did.
It sounded fantastic.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I made him laugh. I made him cry.
Yeah. You were
Lacrosse.
saying all sorts of things that announcers don't say.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
was making up stats and different different surveys that had been hosted worldwide and all this. I was making this all up. You know,
Yeah,
it was
just made it up. You're the first person to ever make up statistics.
and broadcast into the media. Oh, who said that? Matt, stop. You're going to give me in even more trouble.
It's going to start laughing.
Yeah, I'm going to start coughing all over the place. It'll be bad. My lung will come out. So you're kind of freaking me out right now.
How come, Jay?
Well, I've known you now a long time, and
it's
this is
been
like
a
the
minute.
fourth time I've seen your hair.
Yeah, well, every once in a while I got to bring it out.
Your wedding day, I think, was the first. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, I started wearing a hat when I started working with a headset here. Because I always had a headset on.
Because you get that little dimple
And
in your hair.
it would just ruin my hair. And so I was
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? What's the point? So I'd put on a hat. Yeah.
That makes sense.
But that was years ago. So yeah, is pretty much most of the time I've been here.
Right. I
yeah.
forget you have hair sometimes.
Yeah, it's there.
It is.
Yeah, because that's true. Because I'd normally wear a hat
right
on the weekends now too. Because
right.
And I'm so cool. People need to know I'm cool, and so I have to turn it backwards and stuff. And,
because the weekends are for Cool Matt.
That's right. Cool Matt comes out. Yeah, that's right. Sunglasses. Yeah.
Oh man.
No, yeah. No, actually, I had to get a mole cut off my head. And I was sitting there in the dermatologist office, and I was like, "So what's the grossest thing you've ever seen?"
Oh man, you're really gonna bring this up right now? We're too late. You cannot stop.
And so he's like, one time I had to cut somebody open and take eggs out of them.
Eggs.
Right? Eggs from a botfly.
Oh.
Yeah, that they got, and I was like, "Oh, they get them in Africa?" And they're like, "Oh no, it was in Central America." I was like, "Great, well I'm going to Central America too." So, yeah. So
oh man,
he's like, "We'll schedule you an appointment when you get back and pull them out." But
oh, that's so gross.
yeah,
That is so gross. I
times.
apologize to all of the people that are watching us online right now for Senior Left Turn over here. I should
are
start
now
calling you
opening up another tab and searching for videos because
Right.
I'm sure
On
they're
bot
I'm
flies.
sure they're online. I haven't looked, but I'm sure they are. Yeah.
Oh man, I should just call you NASCAR. The last time I made that joke, somebody said, "Oh Jay, NASCAR's got a whole new circuit where they go left and right," and it's like, congratulations, they learned how to turn the wheel the other way.
Wait, NASCAR turns right?
Yeah,
Since when?
right? Who knew?
Why?
Apparently, there are people that know. I didn't know that.
All right. Okay.
All right, so we've got a couple of people online with us. I love seeing some of the comments that come in. Lloyd Leftridge said, "Hope you feel better." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mr. Hiller's online with us. Says, "Good to see you guys." Lisa is online,
Hey, Lisa.
and she says, "Matt,
Big shout out.
you're cool. We know it."
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh wait, what's that? She
validation,
put a winky
Lisa.
face and
Is
a
she joking? Is she
JKLOL.
joking? What?
No, I'm kidding.
What?
I'm kidding. She did not put that. Lisa was very
Fake
sincere in her comments.
news. I'm gonna have to get my laptop now and just
And watch as
just
well,
double
just so
check.
I don't misrepresent here. We got Mark Evans on here as well from DC. What's up, Mark? Good
Right
to see you,
on.
man. Well, Mr. Snyder, what's new and exciting, my friend?
Man, we got a lot coming up.
Boom, baby.
Again, like I said, right? Africa. We've got
wait.
Costa Rica.
Wait.
coming- Well, I've got Africa. So if you didn't
Wow.
make the cut, then-
Dear everyone, let me poke
Yeah.
you in the eye.
Guess-
Boom. Love
yeah.
Matt.
Well, it sounds like I'm gonna have to get bot flies
Right,
removed
you're
after
gonna have your own
I'm
little
just-
surgery after.
Basically, as long as you don't roll around in the dirt, you're probably gonna be okay.
You guys are sleeping in the dirt.
We're sleeping in these really nice tents that are off the ground because of the lions. Not the flies. Who cares?
Botfly, lions.
Yeah.
Which one would you
Yeah.
rather have?
Yeah, they're like on stilts. They're way up. And anyways, yeah,
'Cause
it's crazy.
Lions can't climb stairs.
Yeah, apparently it's a thing. I don't know.
Okay.
They can take down a wildebeest, but they can't. I don't know. I have no idea but they're all elevated. Maybe it's the rainy season. But
Okay.
I heard it was because of the lions. So
Oh, maybe
don't
it's the
know.
rain. It would make more sense about the rain than it would the lions.
it would.
I don't-
It would.
So all right, you're going to Africa
Yep.
because why?
Because, well, I am a +1.
Ah.
So I shouldn't brag too hard.
Right.
This was not something I did, just more rather who I know. So
Hey,
yeah,
you know what? How's that saying go? Your net worth equals your
network. That's right.
There you
That's
go.
right. So, but the rest of those coming with, they earned their spot, man.
You know what? Let's table that
Yeah,
discussion
we'll
for
get
just
there
a few more
we've,
minutes.
we've got something that's coming up before that.
Yes, we
actually.
do.
Well, two things.
Couple of things.
Yeah, we've got the 10-day challenge coming up. The
Oh
next
my gosh.
10-day challenge.
So we had as part of 10-day challenge number 7. That's our 7th challenge.
Yeah,
We had our first set of 7-time Spartans.
pretty incredible.
And you know, there were like 6 or 7 people. So there are 6 or 7 people in the community who once a month have gone through the 10-day challenge for 7 months.
That's pretty cool.
That's
actually
awesome.
that legitimately is quite a badge of honor. Like that's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
So
Because every single time they're making a list of new people,
Yep.
they're going through and completing the assignments that are brand new again,
yep,
and they have just committed themselves to repeating the process. So I think they probably do it with or without the challenge. The challenge is just another way for us to recognize them for it.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we've got the 10-day challenge coming up. Now it starts next Tuesday, May 3rd, right?
yeah.
What is how does somebody get involved with the 10-day challenge?
They go to the Facebook group. That's it. It's Renatus 10-day challenge. That's all.
Yep.
You just got to look it up. Just search for that group. Join it.
Well, you got to answer a couple of questions first.
Yeah,
have to
you've got to be an
verify
ICM.
you're an
Yeah, you do
ICM.
need to be an ICM
Yep.
first. But if you're an ICM, go to the Facebook group, fill out. Yeah, and there's a couple questions to join the group or whatever. Get in there though, and you'll start seeing day 1 and the assignments, and day 2 the next day. And
Yeah.
so yeah,
What we love talking about results. We love talking to people that have completed things. I mean, even today, just barely, we were mentioning a letter that Bob received, where an individual had talked about how they've basically done a real estate deal a week for the last 5 years.
200 deals.
Yeah, 200 deals.
Yeah, and this person was somebody who really has transformed due to Renatus education and just what he's learned and then applied here. Like he's as far as personal development.
Right, exactly.
You know, and just making himself better. And yeah, he's able to, you know, spend time with his family that he otherwise would not have been able to spend. He's set up for the rest of his life.
Oh yeah. The only reason why I'm not saying his name is just because I don't have his permission to.
Yeah.
It's not my story to tell. It's his.
Totally. So, but it was quite a story.
Oh yeah.
For me to hear. It was just such a validating experience because there's so many stories like this out there. As we saw the Real Estate Walk of Fame during the Nationals, an hour long of person after person.
Wasn't that awesome?
Just going through, 4 questions. And what do you think it was? Probably 400-500 people that.
It was a lot.
I don't know what it was, but
it was
hundreds of people. It was for an hour. It was for an hour, and each person takes like
5 to 10 seconds, and then they're off.
It's nothing, and then they're off. And so, to see all of those people do deals because of Renatus was truly humbling, and one of those just experiences why. That's the fuel that keeps me going, and pushing for the home team.
Yeah.
But we also, had our CEO sit down today and tell us how much he cares about us, and he hopes that we're not missing opportunity.
Right.
While we're focused on being here.
Right.
Making an opportunity for everybody else. Right. He's worried about our futures. And us securing our future so we're not indentured servants to a 9-to-5 job for the rest of our lives. He's like, I want you to be here because you want to work here, not because you have to. And I doubt you'll ever find another CEO ever say that to their employees.
It was an incredible conversation that was really highlighted by Bob allowing us to read this letter out loud.
Yeah.
And going through and just hearing how this one individual's life had transformed. And then I started thinking about my own life and how my life has transformed.
Yeah.
And it's all because Bob is focused on empowering each one of us to go out there and start creating more results in our life.
I love it. And what did he say in that letter? He said that he calls for title, was it? More than he goes to get groceries or something?
Yeah, he calls for a title more often than he gets groceries.
Yeah. That's hilarious and exciting and incredible at the same time.
Yes.
That is insane, man.
Yes, yes.
So it was just phenomenal. I mean, and there's so many more stories out there like it. This was just one that we were talking about today. I know of dozens of stories that are like his where there are hundreds of deals even.
Exactly.
And so,
exactly.
Yeah.
And the 10-day challenge is where all ICMs now are getting their start in Renatus.
That's where it's at.
All ICMs should be taking part in the 10-day challenge.
The money-making activities right there, man.
And get in there, take the opportunity reel, and start to see changes in your life.
Yep.
I love anytime that I learn a new element of truth. And this is not like, how am I trying to say? This is like a fundamental truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to see the application for it in your life, not just with yourself, but with other people as well. And you get excited and you want to share that. You're like, oh, I see where you can do something a little different or where this could apply to you. And, listen to this. And then you compile that by having truth after truth after truth dropped on you. And then being able to then share that with people as it changes your life. And it doesn't matter that, I've done 1 real estate deal or 5 million real estate deals.
Yeah.
It matters that I'm changing my life.
Yeah.
I'm changing how I think and how I see the world.
That's what it's about, man.
Can I ask you a really personal question?
Sure.
So your son recently got glasses.
Mm-hmm.
How did putting on glasses for the first time change his vision?
Oh, it changed his whole world. I mean, it was a game changer, and I was, without striking upon, there's so much emotion around that for me because I didn't realize how much he couldn't see the world until he got glasses, and then he could see everything clearly, and his reaction was, I was speechless. Like to see him and the wheels click, like when he's looking at things and now he's actually seeing them, was just nothing short of magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That same experience is how I felt when I first understood Renatus, when I first understood the truths that were being shared in Renatus.
Yeah.
I saw the world completely differently and realized that I had, really like the word myopic, right?
Yeah.
I had a myopic vision, or a very nearsighted vision.
What did that look like?
Or farsighted, sorry.
Before,
nearsighted.
okay, so
being able to see near.
the before for you.
Yeah.
What did that look like? That
for
vision.
me, it was, I'm going to go to work so that I can make money and then I can afford to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And so the more I go to work, the more money I can make and the more I can buy stuff.
Yeah.
And the transformation for me that's happened in my life is that I can now work on myself to create talents that I can employ to build wealth, assets that will pay me over time.
Forever.
Forever.
Really. Yeah.
I mean, even just driving in my car now around the city and being able to see somebody owns that building. Somebody runs that business. Somebody is making a difference here.
Do you find yourself starting to break down businesses?
Oh, absolutely.
I'll be driving around and I'll see somebody's business. Oh my gosh, like they're charging this much. They probably get about this many people a day. They probably have this much in overhead. My mind constantly does that.
Yeah. You start to see the world not as this, I have to go here, or I have to be here, or I have to do this, but what can I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
What can I choose into? What kind of difference can I make for myself, for the people in this community, for my family?
Yeah, I totally agree. Like this is kind of a funny little anecdote, but Renatus really changed how I look at Shark Tank, because I watched that show and I didn't even start watching it till after I was already involved with Renatus. But what was shocking to me is how many people did not understand their business and did not especially understand why they all want to go to retail. Well, we want to push this out into, and it's like, and every shark is like, you're on the internet. You just made $4 million. Why would you take this to stores in brick and mortar when you could
making
just
less money?
This is scalable.
Right.
Yeah. And when you start in the dollar, and it's like, yeah, you're more profitable just doing it straight to the customer online than you are going through a middleman. And how do people, it's just basic stuff that people don't know. Well, if I get a store deal or whatever, then I'm going to sell more product. Well, they're also going to take, it's just,
bigger profit,
they're going to take way more of what you, it just, and then if it doesn't sell in certain stores, then you got to, buy it back or whatever and all that stuff. And it's like, why wouldn't you just put a little money into marketing online and scale this puppy up?
Yep.
And, anyways, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but
what?
It is so one of those things that, like, now I see the more you understand business, and the more you're like, what the heck are these people? These guys have a great idea and know nothing, which is why they want a shark, I guess, right?
Right.
But,
you know what?
Yeah.
How many times have you seen a wonderful business idea that is mismanaged, misrun, and you just see this great idea that just tanks because, oh man. Anyway. I love the sight that I now have because of what Renatus has given me. And then to have Bob Snyder encourage me to develop that even further, to go even to new depths, new heights, new everything, so that I can find more opportunity.
That, and you start to think on a different level, because in the beginning it's probably like, hey, I want to flip some houses. Right. Or I guess you started with rentals, but you do flips too, and so you've done it all. But hey, yeah, I want to do, like, I don't know, 5 deals this year or something, and then you start to see what you really could do, and that vision becomes so much greater because of the people that you see. The network, right? The people, other people in Renatus and what they're doing. It's like, whoa, that's possible. Right. Holy crap. 200 deals in 5, a deal a week. Right. And I'm sure there's probably people that are doing more.
Right.
So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. You gotta become more so that you can make more, not so you can buy more stuff, but so you can inspire more people to make changes
and
in
the
their
focus
life.
the focus I saw of the letter was the amount of attention to self-development and the time spent with family, the ability to spend time with that person's family and kids, and that what does that cost? You're not going to get these years back, you know.
Yep,
and so
absolutely.
Anyways,
you know, we started by talking about the 10-day challenge.
We did,
and the reason why we shifted into mindset is because the 10-day challenge helps to create that mindset if you don't have it, or it helps to sharpen it if you do.
Yeah.
So it'll sharpen, it'll refine. I mean,
it's
Lisa,
it's money making activities.
Absolutely.
That's what the 10-day challenge
absolutely.
is, right?
And it gets you excited about those money making activities, knowing exactly what they are. You know, Lisa just made a comment on here. She said, "Nationals made me believe in myself so much. It was life changing. Now when I talk to people, I tell them my story, and they've been showing up to events more."
We were talking about this just before this podcast in our meeting, and how you talk to people, that very concept, right? That confidence and belief you have, Lisa, translates. It's subtle. It's like almost a nonverbal. People can hear it
almost
too
like
if it's over the phone.
Subliminal type.
So, but it's confidence.
Yeah. Yep.
It's knowing who you are. It's knowing what you want, and it's believing fully that it is possible, and that goes through the phone. And so I think that is wonderful. That is so cool. And I know Lisa specifically has had an amazing show up ratio with her guests and stuff, and she's crushing it. So
Lisa, I tell you what, we talk about you on every pack call now. Just saying. Anyway,
we definitely did the last one. Yep.
So, all right, we got the 10-day challenge coming up. We also have the Everest Real Estate Conference coming up June 9th to the 11th. Now, the Everest Real Estate Conference is going to be hosted in Bear Lake at Bob's. I can't call it a cabin. I just cannot call it a cabin.
You're not the only one.
It is not a cabin.
You're not the only one.
Once you cross, what is it, like 15,000 square feet, whatever it is, it's no longer a cabin.
It's only 12.
Oh, 12,000. Oh, my bad. Once you cross that 10,000 square foot mark, it's not a cabin anymore. Let's call it a mansion. Let's call it a lodge. We're going to the lodge. The resort. Glenhaven Resort.
Well, it's heaven for me.
It is.
That's what it is.
It's scenic. It is beautiful. And then the Everest Real Estate Conference is going to include 8 instructors that will be there to have little sessions, little 3 to 4 hour sessions, plus all of the in-between time between every session in the evening, where you can take part, you can talk to them, you can interface with them, and then there's 3 days of this, right?
Yeah.
We've got Thursday, Friday, and
that right there is a tough thing to put a price on. Because I think about the new person who, they bought their Epics combo or whatever, and they're getting started, and then they go to this what are we calling it, a conference?
The Everest Real Estate Conference.
They got 3 days in this beautiful place in the mountains to hang out with people that are doing all sorts of, hundreds of deals, or whatever it is that they've got going on in their lives, but they're much farther down the road. I think it's really hard to put a price tag on that experience. It's
gonna be incredible.
Ability to just network with those people and get to know them and know their business.
So if you didn't catch it at the national conference, Bob actually opened it up again, created a second window for people to qualify to go to Everest. So you can either complete your Epics combo, or buy or complete. Mm-hmm. And then, or if you already own your Epics, you can sell 2 Epics in that window, and you'll qualify to go. You'll get an invitation.
Yep.
And it's gonna be awesome. In fact, okay, I can't spill anymore, but it's gonna be awesome.
Incredible.
So we've got the 10-day challenge. We've got the Everest Real Estate. We already talked a little bit about the 5-star winner circle that we'll come back to here in a second.
Yep.
Then we've also got the leaders retreat in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, baby.
That's going to be incredible.
That is going to be really fun and exotic, and I've never been down there before.
I've never been to Costa Rica either, but I hear the botflies are wonderful this time of year.
I think I think there's more of a concern in Africa, I think, in Costa Rica. I don't know. Pretty.
I cannot laugh. It just makes me cough.
Well, we're all going to be scheduling doctor visits after the.
Yeah, we are. No. Anyway, I'm just excited. I am so excited for the momentum that's been created in Renatus. The 10-day challenge has had a huge part in that. So take part in the 10-day challenge if you want to create more momentum in your business. And if you don't, then why are you here? And I'm excited for all of the other events that we have coming up. And I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I will just let you know that on Monday on the Founders Live, Bob's got an announcement for anyone who wants to qualify for the Everest Real Estate Conference.
Oh, wait. When is this? This is next Monday?
This is this coming Monday. Bob's got an announcement that for anybody who wants to qualify for the Everest Real Estate Conference that you're going to want to hear.
Oh, I'd be on that.
ASAP. So
I actually don't either recall or know what you're talking
about. Well, that's good.
So
that's good because that means that we can keep a secret.
I'll be on the Founders Live Monday night.
See, this is how we keep a secret here. We don't tell Matt. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. That was a rude comment.
Oh, whatever.
I apologize.
No, part of the problem is I get told so much stuff I can't remember all of it. So that's exciting though. That's cool. I would have thought I would have hung on to that one though. That's a gem. All right.
It is. Okay. It's going to be awesome.
All right. Well.
All right. So let's bring out our featured guest for the week.
Yes.
Now, this is somebody who did not qualify for the 5-star winner circle.
Oh, are you going to rub that in?
No.
Okay.
I want to promote that he landed at spot number 6.
He did qualify as
and
6th.
Thereby, because one of our participants could not go, qualified.
Look. However he got it done, he made it happen. Yeah.
This guy
maybe he did a pregnancy dance or something. I don't know. It's like
No, see, here's the deal. He did not know what place he was in. He didn't know he was in 6th place.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
this is somebody who's hit 6th place more than once.
Yeah.
He's been there a couple of times.
Yep.
But I am so excited that he has gotten qualified to go on this incredible trip to Kenya. He's going to be part of the Great Animal Migration, which I have heard is just unreal.
A million wildebeests were supposed to be in the midst of
it's going to be
traveling through the migration.
Oh
yeah,
it's going to be amazing. And the reason why I'm so happy is because not only has he been recognized as a pack member, as a leader, and as somebody who serves with his whole heart, but now he's being recognized for his prowess of being able to build his business and inspire others to do the very same thing. I am so excited that you are able to go on this trip. But man, I tell you what, there is nothing that tops how you, Mr. Tierney, serve with your whole heart. And everybody who meets you, that's the first thing they say, oh, Bob Tierney, that guy, I love him.
I do too. And I cannot wait to go with him.
Oh, wow. I felt like that was like turning the screws on. I can't wait till I get to go with him. Whatever, number Mr.
6.
Tierney, welcome to the call, my friend.
What's up, guys?
Oh, it's so good to have you out here.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
All right. Awesome. It's been a fun conversation so far.
Thank you.
I apologize. I was not trying to rub it in that you were number 6. I was celebrating that you were number 6 and get to go.
Hey, I was flabbergasted. I had no idea. If you would have said, "Do I think I'm in the top 10?" I wouldn't have thought so. Just not sure.
Yeah.
And when they called my name, man, I was just blown away.
That for me was one of my favorite parts of the National. I love when people express like authentic, genuine surprise.
Bob.
And when you got on stage, it was so evident that were like, oh.
I hope that was on film. I want that film.
Right.
We need to post that, like a clip of you. That was such genuine excitement, man. And I was so happy for you that you got it, right? Like That was bigger
It's
than I
gonna get me
imagined.
choked up even thinking about that moment.
Yeah, that was a fun moment.
That was amazing. So tell me a little bit, Mr. Tierney, for those on the line that may not know you very well, may not have heard your story in a nutshell. I know that you've been around the Renatus community since the very beginning. You've been on the Founders Advisory Board, on the President's Advisory Council now, the entire time you've been with Renatus. And I mean, obviously you're a leader in the community, a leader of your team. What is it? I'd love to hear your origin story just a little bit, but then also what drives you.
Awesome. Well, just to kind of share my beginnings, I got started in construction in '89, so I had a couple of years of factory work, which I enjoyed it. I worked at Motorola. I built base stations for cell towers, and it was a good job. But got laid off from that, and then got an offer to get into construction, and I got a job working for a roofing company. And it was in a city called Oak Park, which is right outside of Chicago, known for Frank Lloyd Wright's home and studio. Most of that city was built between 1880 and about 1920. So all these old houses, Victorians, a lot of majestic, beautiful homes that are worth, $2 and $3 and $4 million today, are pretty regular in that city. So it was always plenty of work for construction guys. And I fell in love with it. Fell in love with being outside. I fell in love with construction. I fell in love with, taking these old houses and doing the kind of restoration work that we did. I got to work on Ernest Hemingway's house and a couple of other really cool properties in my career. And over the years, I was told if I wanted to make anything in my life, I would need to go to college. So I decided to go to DePaul University from 95 to 2000. And I wanted to be a business owner. So I studied entrepreneurship strategy and computer science. I had a dual major. And then in the year 1999, I got a corporate offer for $50 an hour, which I was so excited. I thought I had made it. 29 years old, $108,000 a year. And 7 months after I got my dream job, I walked into work and 22 people got laid off that day. And I was one of them. And I had an epiphany that job security is an oxymoron. And I never got laid off when I was in the trades or working for myself. So I decided to start a remodeling company. And in starting that remodeling company, I had a chance to work for some real estate investors. One guy I rehabbed 5 houses for. The 5th one he moved into in River Forest. That house was worth about $850,000. He had paid $300,000 for it. And at that time, I was driving a work van with 200,000 miles on it. My credit score was in the 400s. I couldn't afford to get a truck. Anytime I had extra money, I bought tools with it. And I just, I basically lived check to check. And then another customer of mine had called me up. He had bought a 13-bedroom, 7-bathroom home built in 1893. That property was bought for $375,000, rehabbed for $1.1 million, and then upon completion, it appraised for $2.2 million. So in the year 2003, when I realized that this investor made $700,000 in equity on this property that I put my heart into, and then he rented it out for $10,000 a month, which made him $5,000 a month in positive cash flow, which was more than I made working for him.
Wow. That is nuts.
And I'm like, I like his life better than mine. Somebody's going to teach me real estate.
Yeah.
And I started to look for real estate investment groups, programs, trainings, RIA clubs. I bought Carlton Sheets. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I did, I read Think and Grow Rich. Like, I was always hungry. I always felt more intelligent than most of the bosses I had worked for in my career. And these guys that were investors, they weren't really nice to me. I worked for them. I was their employee. They were not teaching me how to do what they knew. They needed me to work for them. They needed me to not know so that I would help them make money. I would be their contractor. And then, happenstance, I got married in 2005, and January of 2006, I see a yellow sign in a white snowbank with black ink on it. And, and I call an ad, and somebody calls me back from Utah. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go. One of those Utah people. MLM capital of the world.
Oh yeah.
Right. I'm gonna be suckered into something. And so I call him back, and I'll tell you what, meeting somebody that legitimately from his heart wanted to help people, and I could feel it. And he completely opened my mind and opened my heart about what was possible. When I did meet with Chad, he said, "Bob, you're a $500,000 a year guy. Easy. What are you doing? You're wasting your life." He said, how much you make? How much you make in a year? And I'm like, oh, I'll make 70 grand this year. And I was really proud of that. It took me a long time to build my business up to that. And then he said, how many hours a week do you work? And I'm like, all of them.
Yeah.
And he said, listen, if you want to make $500,000 a year, you have to quit making $70,000 a year, because the $70,000 a year that you're making is taking up your time. And I'm like, my daughter's 15 years old. Like, I can't quit my job. He said, it's very easy. Replace your time for dollar income with a different type of income, right? That does not require that you trade your time for it. And as soon as you get yourself up to where your bills are paid, quit your job. And he said, you know what the best thing you got going for you? I was like, what's that? He goes, you only make $70,000 a year. It's just not that hard to replace that money.
I mean, that's true, right? If you made $1 million a year, you'd have to get to $1 million. Yeah, it makes sense. I get the logic.
So you get the logic. And so anyway, he introduced me to the world of Renatus, of direct sales, of real estate investing, of a community of people who were committed to helping each other, and it wasn't about money. And I could feel it. And he also helped me to have so much love and admiration and respect for all the people of Utah who I have now met. And there's so many amazing people that have contributed to my life. Both of you, I love so much. I mean, what we've built together, what we've done together, sticking together, working together day in, day out for, God, what is it, 11 years now?
Yeah, buddy.
And you guys made a comment about the national. This national was magical for me. This one was just, as we opened the conference, I'm going to even get choked up talking about the moment. As we opened that conference, and we're all the pack, we're standing behind Bob Snyder, and he says, all right, we're going to do the Real Estate Walk of Fame. If you've done a real estate deal, come up. And we only had 45 minutes allotted for that. And we were flabbergasted again for the number of people that got out of their seats, and the line wrapped all the way to the side, all the way back around the back of the audience, all the way almost to the other wall. There was like 60 people that didn't even get out of their seats because they didn't feel like waiting in line that long. Because I kept seeing people getting up and getting in line as the line got shorter. And it was an hour and a half. Right? I mean, you said an hour, Matt, but it was actually...
I don't remember.
It was about an hour and 15 minutes.
I remember it being over an hour.
Because they had the intro.
So I figured I was safe saying an hour.
But it was 9. It was after 10:30 when the last person got done.
Yeah.
So the intro and then the 15 minutes of the video and stuff. So yeah, right. Hour and 15. But to stand there to listen to the testimonies, to realize what we've done, what we've built, to realizing the sincere honor and privilege it is to be an ICM, a marketing affiliate of this great organization. Yeah. And, the honor of being a PAC member is just something I have so much, love and respect for. I'm so grateful to have had this opportunity in my life, to be able to contribute at a level that, I never could have done it by myself. So anyway,
Man,
this national was special for me.
I love hearing that, because you just highlighted why I love you. I mean, you are so excited by the success, by the change that other people make in their own lives. And so excited that you play even the smallest part with some of these people. Some people you play a very large part with. And just how that makes you feel successful, watching them go out and create their own success. You're an amazing servant leader. And I love that. Is that what you would say is your primary drive, your motivation to keep going?
Well, you had asked me when I introduced myself, like, what was that? like, what's that motivation? And it was a conversation with Chad. He had a conversation with me that really changed my perspective of being a marketing affiliate. And I was starting to come up and starting to make a little money. I was working on getting 5-star. I wasn't 5-star yet. I had bought my X combo and I'd taken my classes and I was ready to start doing real estate. I was doing my first deal. And that first real estate deal I did, I partnered with somebody else. We split the profits, and my share of the profit was $22,500. And maybe it was a few weeks later, and I'd done some property tours and was doing my best, but I just wasn't that good at sales. I had never been in sales. I had never had any experience in any type of direct sales company so I never had any training. So to me, I was way more comfortable with a tool belt strapped around my waist and, working on a project than I was on the phone or talking to anybody. And after this real estate deal, he was talking to me and he's like, do you have any guests here tonight? And I'm like, no, I'm here, but I don't have any guests here. And he's like, how much money did you make on that real estate deal? I'm like, we made about 22.5. And how long did the project take? And I'm like, I worked on it about 4 weeks. That was the construction aspect of it. And he said, really, and he knew my income story. And he goes, what's the most you've ever made in a month? And I'm like, I don't know, like $6,000 or something. He goes, so let me get this straight. You did a real estate deal and you made $22,500 in a project that took 4 weeks. So you've kind of like discovered the cure for financial cancer, but yet you're not sharing it with anybody. That's really selfish. Don't you think that's kind of selfish, Bob? And I'm like,
yeah,
selfish, right?
Yeah.
Because I never thought of that. I never thought of it like that. I never thought that it was selfishness to not share. But he was so right. Right? How, think of the corporations in our country today where the CEO makes 360 times their employees. And they're not mentoring their employees. They're not sharing how they became who they are. They're not uplifting their workforce and the people that work for them. In fact, by design, those people are kept small. Those people are kept in their roles, and they become servants their entire life. Yeah. Just like Bob Sider said to you, and it sounds like a really cool conversation.
It was
that he had with
wonderful
his staff,
meeting. Yeah.
Right. And that's who he is, and when Chad said that to me, I'm like, you know what? He's right. And I was a little fearful around marketing, a little shy and a little like uncomfortable, like prospecting. But it would have been selfish of me to not share this with others. And that man, that he believed in me more than I believed in myself. And because of that belief in me and seeing me through his eyes and me being able to change my life because of that, I now get to do that for others. Right. And Scott Rowe, my partner in Chicago, says this all the time. He goes, you'll give up on yourself before we'll ever give up on you. And I love that saying because somebody didn't give up on me. And now I get the chance to give back and to be that stand for other people's greatness, be that stand for other people to not play small in their life. And people can transform their lives. They can have a new perspective. They can do something different that they never thought. And if somebody's going to make $500,000 in a year and they've never made $100,000 in a year, you actually have to become somebody different than you are right now. And that process of transformation is what we in this company foster in others. And, some people it's quick. Some people do a deal their first year. Some people it's 5 years. Look at Zach, one of the students I had the honor of bringing into this company. He only made $7,000 his first 4 years as he shared at the National.
Yeah.
But we never quit on him. He never stopped showing up. And now he's number 2 top income earner in the country in the company.
Right.
Again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that when you asked me, like, why do I do this? Why am I a PAC member? Why do I continue? Because I could just do real estate. I could. There's many people that are in our company that have, but that doesn't change someone's life. And if Chad was a real estate investor and he was selfish and not shared, I wouldn't be here. And so I honor that. It's so important that we that have become successful are responsible in sharing this business with others, so that we can, make an impact and make a difference for humanity. And I believe it. I see it. I don't even believe it anymore. It's not like something to believe in. The evidence is indisputable of what we've built and created and who people have become in this company, uh, as we saw at the national conference. It was amazing.
That's a beautiful sentiment that you just said. If Chad had been selfish, I wouldn't be here. And I love that thought. I love the thought that it is selfless of us to give an opportunity to other people to change their life. It's not selfish, it's selfless. And that's what Renatus is all about. It's all about becoming the person who is selfless enough to share, who is selfless enough to go out there and build and inspire others to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I just love that.
That's cool. That's cool, Bob. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So where you every time that you and I talk, not every time, most of the time when you and I get together, like physically together, you give me a big old hug and you're like, oh, we're going to blow the roof off this thing. We've been playing so small. What's your vision for playing big?
Well, it's kind of funny to see the journey of never, being afraid to prospect, and then, learning how to do that. And then, the next stage is, being afraid to be a public speaker, and, and I actually hired a coach, and, he helped me become better on stage and become better in front of people. When I first started public speaking, I was so nervous and so afraid that I felt like I wanted to throw up. And so here's a little tip for those of you that feel the same way that I did. When you tell the truth about what you're feeling, that when you tell one on yourself and you're authentic about where you're at, it actually helps that feeling subside. So my little trick was I'd go up on stage and I'd take a deep breath, and I'm like, all right, I first want to apologize to everybody because I'm not a public speaker and I actually feel like I want to throw up right now. So please forgive me. But I believe what I have to say is so important that I'm up here, and I want to share this with you.
Wow.
And I would stutter and I would, be nervous, but that nervousness would subside, and the audience would then champion me because I'm up there scared out of my mind. And now they're like rooting for me to hear, and they're listening to what I have to say, because obviously it must be important if I'm willing to get up on stage when I'm scared to death.
Right.
So that was a big transformation in my life. Like the Bob Tierney running around the planet before Renatus would never have become a public speaker, right? Like that wouldn't have happened in the world had I not had somebody say, what you have to say is valuable, so get your butt up there. And this is another Chad moment. He said, listen, if one person in that audience hears you and they decide to do something different with their life because you share your story, right? Isn't that worth overcoming your fear to be able to do that for somebody? Right. And that was another one of those conversations that helped me get over my fear of getting up there and at least sharing, even if I was nervous. And so, I love public speaking today, and it's something that I know that it makes a difference. I know the impact that I've had the chance to make in the world, and to be present in your own ability to make a difference for others is really special experience to have in your life. And anybody listening to this right now, you can, regardless of how you feel, you can make a difference for others by being authentic and sharing from your heart, what it is that you're getting out of this experience and out of this organization. And so what's next? Like for me, what we're doing right now, you guys are having a podcast. Like that's really cool. I don't have a podcast. I want to have a podcast.
You can come on our podcast anytime you want.
That's right.
Right. I'm on YouTube Live right now. I have to admit, I got a little knot in my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, we're on YouTube Live. Like this is people listening to, watching us right now. And
we're official.
And I never took the time to embrace the internet and embrace what's possible and just put myself out there in the world. And so when you ask me what's next, I'm ready, man. I want to embrace this. I want to get out there in the world. I know that we can make a difference for more people. I mean, I went from never making $100,000 in a year in my life and having credit in the 400s to, through coaching and mentoring, creating $1 million in revenue in 26 months. Like, that doesn't happen without guidance and mentorship, and, you know, surrounding myself with people who had done it, surrounding myself with people who could let me know the path or help me along the way and help me get through the blind spots and help me get through the challenges and the fears that I had. And I see 10,000 person national conferences, right? I see 100,000 real estate investors in our that we've mentored and trained, and business owners that have legitimately changed their lives. I'm excited to be a part of that process and that transformation. And we are attracting some of the highest level people that we've ever attracted ever in our history because of our commitment. Guys, we've been, I mean, you know, Bob Snyder, he had this idea 20 years ago, right? 2002. And put one foot in front of the next and continue to build and grow. And 20 years later, like, look who he has become in the world. Look who we as a company have become in the world. We're starting to get noticed, right? There's a lot of very successful real estate investors out there. I just had a guy that's done that I met 15 years ago. I actually was in classes with him 15 years ago, who has just joined our community. He bought his Epics combo. He's done 1,700 real estate deals, right? And why would a guy like that buy real estate education? Because he understands the value, and he has a whole bunch of people around him that want him to mentor them, and he doesn't have time for that. And, you know, I can't, you know, if you would go to a knee surgeon that's been a knee surgeon for 20 years, and you said, could you teach me to be a knee surgeon? What is that knee surgeon going to tell you?
Yeah, go to school.
You got to go to school.
Yeah.
You got to go to medical school. I can't teach you to be a knee surgeon without going to medical school, right? It's the same thing with the guy that's done 1,700 deals. He's not going to try to explain what title means, and right, and you know, right, how to raise capital and how to protect people's money and what are all the documentation. He's not going to go through the basics, but he can say, hey, go to Renatus. They've got fantastic courses on all this stuff, and as you're taking your classes, right, ask me questions. I'm certainly willing to help you out. I just can't teach you from scratch, right? You'd have to pay me $100,000 to do that. When Renatus sells for 20 grand, are you kidding me? When I showed him, because I got on a Zoom meeting with him a couple weeks ago, and I showed him what we've built and who we've become and the money and time and effort that we put into the system, he was blown away. And he's like, this is a no-brainer. Where's my credit card? Boom, 23 grand. He's coming to Everest. You guys are going to get to meet him.
Nice.
Right? These are the kind of people that are attracted to us because they know the value of real estate investing. It's absolutely a legitimate business. They just don't have a way to deliver the content.
Yeah.
Well, how much have we invested, Jay, in building Renatus?
Oh my gosh, I can't even start to put a number on it. It's a lot,
right? It's, yeah, I would say 10 million, 12 million, 15 million. It's a
millions,
lot of money.
For sure.
Millions and millions. And you know what? It's legit. And that's what I love. That's why I'm proud. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm a lifer, man. There's no getting rid of me. As long as you keep letting me come back.
Oh, and we will always let you come back, my friend. You know, some of my favorite experiences that I've had with you were I think it was 2019, 2018 maybe. You came in for the national conference, and I'm trying to think of where it was, but you were like, Jay, I got the Uber driver. He wants to come to the meeting. How do we get him in? And you're like, can we bring him to the national? And I'm like, what? He's like, the Uber driver, the guy who just brought me here, he's interested. I was like, oh man, this is Bob Tierney right here.
I love
this
that.
guy just serves and loves people, and they resonate with that.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget when we were down in Panama, we did a tour of that village. Do you remember that little village that we did the tour around? And how you would just resonate, and you would talk to every single person that could understand you at all, and try to laugh and have fun. And then one of my favorite things, we get into like the undeveloped part of the village, and somebody had set up like this makeshift weight set. So there's Bob Tierney back in the middle of the backwoods of Panama, busting out sets with the bars like, I got this, come on. It was so funny.
I particularly remember Cabo, right, last year going razor running with you, and you working out a deal with the guys in the back so we could go fast.
Oh, that's
we had like a
awesome.
guide and stuff, and we went on a tour, and they had us going pretty slow, and people wanted to go faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went back there and started working out a deal with management.
It's nothing that $1,000 tip doesn't cure.
I know, right? Like,
Oh man.
they were not gonna. It was crazy as we had tried multiple times to get him to. And nope, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. Bob goes back there with $1,000. How's this sound? And they're like,
Oh,
you know
man.
what? Maybe we look the other way on this one. You guys go as fast as you want.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Tierney, it's fantastic getting to hear your story again. And I've heard you tell your story so many times, and every single time I go right along with you. I feel it with you because of the way that you are sharing authentically. There is nothing about the way that you are telling your story that makes me feel that you are at all even embellishing it even a little bit. You are telling the truth, and in telling the truth, I follow right along with you. It's so amazing to just be able to get to just know you better than hear just again why it is that you do what you do. You inspire me, my friend.
Well, I want to share something else because I just got an offer accepted on a property today. It's still up in the air. I'm still going to do my due diligence, but this is a house that is 5,700 square feet. It's 8 bedrooms. It was built in 1893 by one of the wealthiest people in our city. It's 5 minutes from my house. And this is going to be a majestic property that's a short-term rental. And I'm going to have, I just got the DocuSign. So my offer just
That's awesome. I heard that come through. The
heard it?
or
Yeah.
whatever. That's funny.
All right. So, guys, can you imagine coming to Chicago and staying in a mansion that was built in 1893? This house cost $10,000 to build, which doesn't sound like much. But
Back
to give
in
you some
18
perspective, in my 1902 Victorian, they only spent $1,750 to build that.
Wow.
This has got it's got flaming birch. It's got bird's eye maple trim. It's got hand carved mantles. There's 6 fireplaces. There's 4 sleeping porches. It's mind blowing when you see this house. I can't wait to share it with you.
That is
And we are going to have retreats and property tours, and I'm making it happen.
Dude, I need an invite to come up to Chicago so I can sleep there with her.
Absolutely, you guys.
That
Absolutely, I want you to come.
That sounds incredible.
You got to come for a workshop. But from a guy that had 420 credit, who spent 18 years working on historical homes, to own a house, to finally own a house like this is just, it's a miracle. And I am forever grateful for my training and education at Renatus and the instructors that have just poured into me and contributed to my life. What we've built is special, guys, and you guys should be proud of yourselves for showing up every day and keeping the ship afloat, and what the internal team does to make sure that this opportunity didn't waver through one of the hardest things we've ever been through, this pandemic, right? I love you guys, and I admire what you do every day. So,
well, thank you.
Thank you.
Feelings are very, very mutual, my friend. And you are a reminder of why it is that Renatus rocks. Renatus rocks because of the people that are associated with it who are committed to bettering themselves so they can better the people around them. And you are a shining example of that.
Amen to that.
So thank you for being on our podcast today.
This
I
was
want
fun.
to, this was awesome. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Andrew James, who was our producer. And I appreciate you, Mr. Tierney. Thanks for being with us. Everybody else, we will be back next Wednesday, the same time, same place. Thanks so much. You guys have a great week. Renatus rocks.